Hello there folks, my name is Spoonks, and today we're doing something a little different. So if you've been following me on social media, you notice that I've been posting about this giant Minions 2 poster that I have acquired, and many of you are probably wondering, A, is this guy a lunatic, and B, how did he acquire such a giant object? And this video will hopefully try to answer some of those questions. It probably will leave you a bit unsatisfied, but hey, I tried at least. So let's get one thing out of the way before we start. This has nothing to do with the gentle minions trend that occurred. Trust me folks, I know it seems like something that I would do to ride on a meme trend or some sorts, but this all occurred like at least a month before the movie came out, so please bear with me. This had nothing to do with that. I would love it if it coincided with the memes, but sadly it did not. So earlier this year, I worked at a new movie theater. It was brand spanking new, and I was finally ready to get one of my questions finally answered that I've been longing to have answered ever since I was a little boy. What do they do with the posters when they're done using them afterwards? Because I'm pretty sure many of us as children questioned what they did with the posters or even the giant standees once the movies came out and they were done using them. So I was looking forward to having that answered, but to my surprise, many of the posters they had on display in the lobby or waiting areas were all digital. Like, they were posters, but they were digitally displayed, and they would change every couple seconds to display a different poster or even just display a 30-second ad, which is probably not good for the environment, but hey, what do I know? And what was really strange to me was that they only really had 3 major physical posters on display. 2 that were on display near the concession stand above the buttering stations, and 1 on display in the VIP section, which we'll get back to that later in the video. When we first opened, the 2 posters that were hanging were for Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. And when those changed, they swapped them out for a poster for Jurassic World Dominion and my prized possession. And I don't know what it was about this poster, but something about it just allured me, wanting to obtain it for my own personal pleasures. That sounds wrong, but trust me, it is not the weird way you might figure it out. But anyways, for some reason I wanted this gigantic thing at my house, and I also wanted to know what they were going to do with it afterward. So I asked my boss, hey, what do you guys do with the posters when you're done using them? Because if you're not doing anything with the Minions 2 poster, I'll be happy to take it off your hands. And in short, she basically said, oh, we typically just dispose of them, but if you want just the Minions poster, we can give it to you, which kind of crushed my childhood dreams, because I would have loved to hear it if they sold them out for charity, or do something with it other than just, hey, we just throw them away afterwards. But whatever, I was still getting the poster, and I was happy that they were willing to give me this massive thing. So I was determined to finally get this poster once they were done using it, once the movie finally came out. And that was the goal for the moment. Every time I would walk by it on my way to my position for working that day, I always said to myself in my head, you're gonna be mine. But then, a couple weeks after this, something interesting happened. Not only did they take down the Minions 2 poster, they replaced it with another poster for Jurassic World, which was kind of confusing to me, because, well, you already had a poster, why'd you gotta put another one up there? And I was going to ask my boss what's going on, but then I started to realize and say to myself, there must be a reason. Maybe it's because it's their big movie. Maybe they put up the Minions poster too early, because when they first put it up, it was still late May, which, was kind of a bit early. Or maybe it was something from the studio saying, hey, you have to put both posters up, because I know studios can be a bit tough when it comes to distribution to movie theaters, so I didn't bother asking anything. The question still lingered in my mind, but I'm sure that there was a good reason why, and she still said that I would get it, so I didn't bother asking. But then something even weirder happened. When they finally took down the Jurassic World posters, they replaced them with two different posters. First one was for the black phone, which I'll admit makes sense, and the other was a Minions poster. Keyword A, as this wasn't really an official poster for Minions. It was just one of those promotional posters for the theater that just had the Minions on them. I can't remember what it was specifically for, but it was for one of their programs like the Regal Crown Club, or that one promotion they do every summer where they just replay a bunch of kids' movies for $5. So then I started to actually get a little bit worried and wonder, did they forget that I was supposed to obtain one of these posters and throw them away by mistake? So luckily, when this first happened, I went to my boss, because she was around me at the time, and I asked her, hey, did you guys throw away that Minions poster? Because there's a completely different one hanging there. And she said, oh no, I don't think we did. It's probably still in the office, or it's probably hanging in the VIP sections. And she was gracious enough to allow me to go check the VIP section to see it was hanging. I ran into the VIP section, and there was a poster for Top Gun Maverick in the middle of June, which, to be honest, I kind of understand a bit more than having the Minions poster hanging up all the way in May, but I digress. So I went to tell her, hey, it's the Top Gun poster, and she said, oh yeah, then it's definitely in the office. We didn't throw it away. Don't worry, we remember. And everything was sorted out. Sure, she assured me it was there, but, you know, every now and then, when even though someone assures us that everything is fine, there's still that voice in your head that always says, haha, no, it's not. And that kind of lingered, but I didn't dwell on it too hard. And so, after waiting ever so long and being incredibly patient, the day finally came. Minions finally came out, and at the end of my shift, I asked one of the regional managers, because my boss wasn't there at the moment, but I already told them about this as well. I told pretty much everyone who was a manager, and they were once again gracious enough to say, yeah, we can give it to you. So at the end of the shift, we went to the office, and we had to dig through so many of these posters. It was just a complete onslaught of posters, so much so that I had to stare at Chris Pratt's giant face for another time, which was not the best for me. But eventually we were able to get my prized possessions, and while it was much bigger than I expected it to, I had to carry it on my shoulders, and to avoid any weird looks I would most definitely get carrying this thing, I speed dashed out the front door and made my way to my car and drove off into the sunset with my brand new, actually real giant Minions 2 poster. Thank you all for watching this very different video. I know this is usually not on brand for what I do, but I thought this would be a fun idea to explain the reasoning behind this giant Minions 2 poster that I now hang up in my bedroom in my house. And I hope this answered the questions many of you were probably wondering. I hope I answered them to the best I could. And overall, I just hope you enjoyed the video. While these types of videos will not be very prevalent on the channel, if I ever get another idea to do one of these types of videos again, and if you guys like this video, I'll be sure to do more in the future. So if you like this video, hit the like button. If you like this channel, hit the subscribe button. Follow me on all the social media links right there. And until next time, everyone, stay sharp.